way to start your week here with us at Hunky Dory TV, and what a show we have for you today. My name is Natalie. I'm going to be your host for the hour. Joining me today, making sure that all things go right over in the spaceship, is Emily.
Good morning.
And then over in the demonstration station, ready to get crafty this morning, is the lovely Rebekah.
Good morning, everyone.
How was your weekend, Rebekah?
It was fabulous.
And your Mother's Day, was she truly spoiled?
She was, yeah. We had a lovely afternoon tea and we did a bit of candle making.
How exciting!
It's currently in my house curing.
Curing, a lovely crafty Mother's Day it was then.
Definitely.
And we hope all of you guys enjoyed your Mother's Days as well, whether you were spoiling someone or you were absolutely spoiled, or you were remembering people in a lovely way. So today's show is a lot of fun. It has one of people's favourite items on it, but we are slashing the prices today. Before we get to that though, let's have a look at this week's Win It Weekly competition question. And this week you are going to be in with a chance of winning some of the most beautiful stamp sets. There's going to be 3 winners. It's quite a big prize, this one. This is our Secret Garden complete collection. So here you're going to receive 6 stamp sets, and you can see they follow a real mystical theme. They're absolutely stunning. You've got some real fairy tale like sentiments in here. I love this one with the book and all the flowers coming out of it. How stunning is that? You've got some little creatures in here as well. We've obviously got our wishing well. And then we've got that Secret Garden door stamp. So all of these are going to be 3 people's prizes this week. To win and to enter, this is what you've got to do. You've got to like, share and comment on this video or any video throughout the week. And the question is, how many hearts does an octopus have? Is it A, 5, B, 3 or C, 2? How many hearts does an octopus have? I'm not sure. We have an octopus at home. He's a squeaky octopus.
Oh,
He's
cute.
Oscar's octopus. So he has a squeaker in his head and he has a squeaker in his feet.
Is this one of Oscar's toys?
Yeah, and he loves it. It's great, but it's not. He constantly squeaks it. It's so frustrating, but it is his favourite toy. How many hearts does an octopus have? I definitely know that it's not 1 because it's not on there.
They've got 8 legs.
They do
That's
have
all
8
I know.
legs. Tentacles. I don't think they all have tentacles in their parts in their tentacles though. Who knows? What 3 people are going to know? 3 people are going to win that prize on Friday's show. So make sure you are here to see if you are a lucky winner. Okay, let's get into it. Let's have a look at our amazing deals that we have today. And first of all, we have our a bog off on all of our little books. Now there's 22 that you can choose from on our website, and they're recent little books, they're old little books, there might be some that you've not seen in a while that have popped back up on there, and you're going to be in with a chance of winning them. So let's have a look at some of winning them, of getting them. It's early morning, I've got lots of things on my brain today, so I do apologise because lots of rubbish could come out of my mouth this morning. So first of all, we have a range of different little books too. We've got square ones, we've got A6 ones. This is our Forever Florals Hydrangea, and this one is a Matastic selection. I really like these ones that we do with Forever Florals because you'll often find that you have the most beautiful sort of additions to your little book pages too. So you've got border strips, you've got sentiments. We'll have these sort of beautiful background pieces in here, so you can make more than just these small cards here. But this is just adorned with the most beautiful artwork. You kind of have that nice layering vintage effect in here. You've got some beautiful sentiments as well. I really like sort of the different textures you've got sort of layered up in the background on these ones. And you can imagine sort of like fussy cutting this out, or maybe you've got the die that could fit in here. Then you could cut around your flower, slot the die in, cut that out and create a beautiful aperture for one of your cards. We've got these beautiful backgrounds with those texts and those really fine details. Remember, all of these as well can be cut out and used as embellishments with your card collections if that's something that you still have. But if you're someone who makes a lot of cards for a lot of occasions, Maybe you're someone who crafts for charities. Maybe you're someone that's always crafting because you sell your cards on stalls. Then these are great additions to your craft stash because you can make really beautiful cards quite quickly, quite simply from these little books. So they're buy one, get one free. That's the first one, Little Book of Hydrangea. Then we have Animal Kingdom. You'll have seen this one most recently. Let's flip it from the back this time. So this one features some really beautiful artwork in kind of like a mystical theme. The way it's coloured in, the colours and textures that you get throughout this collection, especially like the backgrounds and things like that, it reminds me of like really artsy work like this one here. Look at that.
Oh, I love
it's kind of like little glass, isn't it? Like all pieced
really
together.
Does.
It's beautiful. So you've got a range of different animals in here and wildlife, from you've got raccoons to sort of like bisons. Oh, we've got orcas in here. There's absolutely everything you can think of. So for animal lovers, this one's perfect. Anyone who makes cards for animal charities is going to love that one too. Then we've got sporting silhouettes. Now this one launched most recently with that beautiful silhouette collection. So this one is one that you could be adding into your baskets. Anyone who is into sports here is going to love this. We've got hiking, we've got fishing, you've got sentiments as well that match. We've got rugby in here, cycling. What else have we got? We've got golf, tennis. We've got another little hiker there. We've got the runner. We've got another golf one. Cricket, of course. Cricket's on at the moment, so people are all watching that. I know Becca is.
Oh,
tennis again. So, you know, all of these occasions. Dirt biking. There's some really sort of interesting sports in here. We've got F1, of course, that all people are going to absolutely love. We try to jam pack it with all different types of sports because it's one thing that we get asked a lot about here, is having lots of different variety in our sort of sporting collections. So we've got that one as well, and then I'll show you through one more before we go to a demo. It's our Memorable Moments collection. Now this one launched with that all occasions sort of kit we do at the beginning of every single year. So you can imagine in here there is something for everything, whether you're celebrating a new arrival, maybe it's Father's Day coming up. We need to start thinking about that occasion now. We've got the lucky little cat there. Maybe you just want to say, I love you. I've realised that I'm not even showing these in the camera now. We've got that beautiful new home
I think
collection.
This is one of those little books that if you know you're asked for a card on the last minute or you've forgotten something, you can reach for this one. It's got all those occasions in.
It's going to work, isn't it?
So handy to have.
It's really, really cool for that respect. You know that because it's got all of those bits and pieces in it, you're going to have a card for anything that might pop up.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Really beautiful artwork. If you've got this collection, if you've already used your little book, then how about adding another one to your collection? So that's all of your little books. To go with your little books, of course, you need your Miri mats, and here at Hunky Dory we have them for you. They're already cut down. You're going to get 144 sheets of our A6 ones, and we do them in gold, in silver and in rainbow, so you can get no matter what Miri you like to use. We've got one for all of you. There's 144 sheets in each pack because there's 144 sheets in your little book. So if you're just going to mat and layer these onto this Miri, then onto your card blank, then you know you've got enough by just buying these packs here. And they're currently on any two for £19.98, which is going to save you £4 if you buy them buying them individually. So that's a really good deal. Is this on all of our Miri mats as well, so our square ones too? Yeah. So you can grab your square ones if the square little books are something that are in your fancy. So let's go over to Becca and we'll see what she's going to do with our first demonstration.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I absolutely love little books. I think they're so handy. They're my absolute go-to for anything. I just know that I can rely on them. So let's get started. So I'm going to start with my cardstock, and I'm going to use the pattern packs, and this one is from the Painted Clouds collection. So you've got that really nice sort of like blue sky with those white fluffy clouds, very cute, and we're going to just use that as our background. It's just going to be perfect. So we're going to cut it down to 10 inches.
I forgot to say, mention to everyone that our lovely Anne-Marie is over at Crafters TV today. She's there all day. I'm sure she's already done some demos, and you'll see her throughout the rest of the day with some of our most recent launches as well. So if you're someone who likes to channel hop to see what's going on, to get the most inspiration out of your day, then pop over onto Crafters TV and have a look at what Anne-Marie is doing. But if little books are what takes your fancy, then stick around with us for some really cool demonstrations.
Yeah, I think so. They should
see
be.
Who's watching today as well.
So we've cut our cardstock down to 10 and then we've cut the height to 6. Okay, so then we're going to start adding our scores and our trimmings and everything else. So in fact, I'm not going to go with the scoreboard first. I'm going to go with the trimmer and carry on with that. So yeah, I've already got my cardstock all cut down. Like I say, that's 10 by 6. And then I'm going to flip it over this way. And then I'm going to line it up at 1 on here, and because of the way the trimmer's designed, it's designed perfectly to make fun folds an absolute breeze. So I've lined it up at 1 on this side so that I know that I'm 1 inch into the cardstock. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up again, because there's measurements down this plastic sort of blade holder. I know that I can sort of run the little arrow key right down to where I want it, which is 1.5. So I'll position that in place and then start pressing down, and then I know that I want to go up to the 7 inches, which again is really easy for me to do because I just see it on there and then stop. So that's cut perfectly for me. Okay, and then what I want to do is the same on both sides. So again, lining that up to the 5 so that I've got the 1 on this side again, and then going from the 7 to the 1.5 again. So I'm just making sure that that's in place. Oh, hang on a minute.
You need to flip it the other way.
Yeah. So I'm going to line it up to 1 on this side. I was on the wrong side then. Perfect. So lining it up to 1 again. I did it the other way around at home. Yeah, I did it at 5 and 1, but I can just do it at 1 on both sides. So again, 1.5 to 7, absolutely perfect. Just going to give that a really good little run with my blade, and then I know that that's perfect. Okay, perfect. So we've got those sort of 2 cut out, but we've not damaged any of the rest of our cardstock, which is the wonderful thing about our trimmer.
It is true, isn't it? I love the fact that you could just like cut out a little section of this if you were going to mat and layer it, so you could save some of that amazing cardstock for other things. It's a great addition.
Yeah, it really is, absolutely. So then we're going to put our scores in. So we're going to go at 1.5, and I don't want to score all the way down. I just want to score in between my cut lines, but I'm just going to run my score tool down just so that I know, and then I'm going to start to press in between my cut lines. So we're going to score at 1.5 first. Just going in really quite hard because I do want those folds to be really nice. And then again 2.5, but I don't want the top and bottom, just in between those cut lines.
There's so many people joining us today on Facebook and on YouTube to help. So hello to everyone watching on Facebook. We've got Gemma, Rachel, Tracy, Claudia, Susie, Vic, Janet, Sue, Susan, Elizabeth. So hello to everyone who's watching. Sorry if I haven't been able to catch your name there. A lot of people are guessing the Win It Weekly question as well as being 3 hearts. So
3 hearts.
Who knows? We will find out on Friday. Let's have a look on YouTube. Who's joining us over there? Hello to Sarah. Who else is on here? We've got Julie. Let's scroll down a bit more. We've got Panda Crafts watching. Hello to everyone who's watching over on both channels. Good morning to you.
Okay, so I've put my scores in. So I've put them in at 1.5, 2.5, 4 just at the top and bottom. I have scored through there, but that's fine. We're going to cover it up, and I've just given it a little burnish. And then we've scored at 6 all the way down. And then we're going to score again at 7. And again, that's just going to be between those cut lines there. So I'm just gonna, rub out the score line that I've done at 4, just because I didn't really want that there. I've not gone too hard. You know when you go over 1 and you think, oops, That was not meant to happen. Okay, so let's start this for us. So the first one here is a mountain fold, and then we'll go into the valley fold. And then this one again into the...
So many lovely comments about these little books. Gemma says, like Rebecca said, little books are perfect to go with last minute cards when needed. Some of my favourite makes are using little books too.
Me too.
Michelle also says that mirror mats are the best. I love using them as you don't waste any mirror. It's so true. The amount of wastage you can get when you're sort of like cutting down all of your bits and pieces, it's quite sad, but if you don't have them, you don't need to sort of waste those bits. You save so much sort of mirror just not by trimming it down.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, they're so handy to have, aren't they? Like you say, it just ensures that there's absolutely no wastage whatsoever.
And let us know in the comments, what are your favourite things to do with your little books? Do you like to decoupage them? Do you like to cut into them? Let us know what you love to do with them.
There really is so many ways to use them, isn't there? And even if you just use them as toppers, that's great. You know, it's just such a useful way to use them. So I've grabbed a couple on our pages, and the reason why I went with this painted clouds was it just goes perfectly with this imagery.
It's true.
So that's my fold all done. So we've mountain and valley folded it. I know Nat was saying hello to everyone, so I will put the measurements in after. I've written them all down. So then it folds nice and flat into a 6x6 envelope. Okay, so let's get started with our beautiful little books. So again, a lot of these sports ones, they have really nice little borders, they have this little bunting. You can really cut into them and make so many different kind of cards. So I've just kind of snipped off some of the like little grass border that we're going to use.
Yeah.
So we're just going to embellish that along the bottom, just so it's just really, really, really cute. And then that's 4 inches, that one. So let's just trim that down. Perfect. And then I think this is 2 inches. Yeah, it is. So we've got that one at 4, and then we'll just trim this one to 2. So this is just a really sort of neat way to use like all these like cute little borders and bits and pieces, because we're chopping into it anyway. This would probably be wasted anyway once I cut the main image off. So using them in this way is just really cute. So we've got that one. I might actually just cut that down to a little bit more. So just slide it under a little couple of notches. And it's so nice and lightweight little books. It's just such a great sort of weight. Brilliant. So let's pop those on there. I think I need one more of those borders. And again, because you get multiple pages, you can do that. And then I've got sort of 3 images that I can use on other projects or other cards. Just use them as like, yeah, exactly. Just use them as sort of smaller toppers, decoupage and whatever. So great, so handy. And then I think this is, oh no, that's 4 again. Okay, perfect. Okay. So again, I'm just going to line that one up to there and pop those on. This was a bit of a different card to the one that we started with in the practice, because I was going to use the sort of yellows, and then I just saw that one in the painted clouds pack and I thought, yeah, that's the one. That's the one. So I'm just going to grab some construction glue, just because I'm not really working with mirror, just for a little bit of speed, just to help me out. So I'm just going to just take that bit that's dried off the top, and we'll just glue these little borders in place. And then that'll have time to dry whilst we're cutting into our sort of main image there. So I'm not going on with loads because it's not you know, heavy weight or anything like that, so it doesn't need a lot. So I'm just going to go along with that grass, pushing it sort of right to the bottom almost, just giving it a little tiny mat there.
Lots of people say they like to collect their little books.
Oh yeah. They are cute to collect, aren't they? Because they all look so good and they're all the same size.
Chris says little book artwork is fab. It's ideal for putting in frames on your walls. It's true, you can think of so many different ways to use them.
Oh, definitely.
Suzanne says she loves to decoupage using her little books because you get so many pages. I think it's really fun to decoupage with as well, because then you can be in charge of like the decoupage yourself. You can work out the measurements or how you want the card to look. It's completely up to you then. which is quite nice because you're sort of the designer of how it looks.
Oh, yeah.
Michelle says, quick cards. The number of times I get asked, do you have a card? And the little books come to the rescue. It's so, so true.
They always do. They've always got our back, haven't they? So again, I'm just sort of chopping into this, kind of around both sides, because I can only really get this to sort of 3.5. So I really don't want to lose too much of that detail. So I'm just, unless I've got one that's fine. So we've just got that, and then I think, oh gosh, let me have a look at the measurements for that. I'm sure it was 3.5. Right, let's cut a little bit more off there. Okay.
It's just so fun how you can chop into them and completely make something that looks totally different from how it did in the first place, you know.
I know.
And I think the designers do such a good job of creating different images for that reason, for the purpose of us being able to craft with them, and they really get how we like to do lots of different things, which is why it's always great to have crafters as the designers, because they know what we want from our collection.
They do. They're so clever, aren't they? Like, they do such an amazing job. Okay, and then this panel is sort of 3. So let's, again, just sort of chopping in, getting as much of that detail as we can, and then that is 2, 6. So
I have to say get well soon, Becca, to everyone who's watching who has fallen with the dreaded COVID.
oh no!
And there's lots of people in the comments. We hope that everyone gets well soon. It's not very nice, and it is something that's going around a little bit at the moment. But don't worry, stay at home, stay safe, and I'm sure that you will all overcome it.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, 100%. It's not very nice at all. It's, you know, like, I've been quite lucky so far, but I know, like, my husband was so tired with it. It's so weird how it just, you know, affects us all in different ways, isn't it?
It's so
okay,
true.
so then let's add some of our sentiments in here. And again, these are really easy to cut because they've got nice lines on. So let's go with these sort of blue and sort of purpley blue ones. So I've got Mr. Competitive, which I just absolutely love. And then Have a Good Sport, It's Your Birthday. And again, these are just so easy to trim off. You could even do this like ahead of time and put them all in a little box so they're ready to go.
Julie says over on YouTube, I have a bookcase of little books. How many little books do you have in your bookcases? Do you own all of them, Julie? Because that would be crazy.
All of them would be so impressive. Okay, so let's get some foam pads so we can sort of build up some dimension on here. And then have we got some strips? Yeah, perfect. Okay, so we're going to put this one here. To a really good sport, You're the Best. And then we'll put Mr. Competitive here. And then I think I just need one more thing just on the left, and then we'll be all good to go. So I might fussy cut one of the figures out, or just pop anything on there. Oh, I love that.
There's so much sort of like little snippets. It's kind of like you're telling a story, isn't it?
It's great, isn't it? All my
sports,
all my cards are kind of following that sort of layout. So again, let's sort of go. I kind of need one of the. What else have we got here? There was only sort of 3 football and rugby designs, mainly because, and it's a good thing because we've obviously like crammed all that detail in.
You've gone with that blue sort of. Those blue colours.
Yeah, exactly. Like I really did want to go for that one. Let's go for this one again because obviously cutting into this bit we'll get that football and sort of some of that bunting detail. So let me just kind of mark off where I want to cut it to. Yeah, it's like 1.5 this one. So I'll just cut that to sort of 2 notches under. And then we've got most of that football on there. Oh yes, he looks so cool on there. Just building it up is just so much fun though. Like, this is why I kind of like love these funky folds, because you can just put so much detail into it, or you can just leave it plain and maybe just have your center done. It's like really, really up to you. And then we'll just finish it off with these little pieces of bunting that I've got left over, just so we're not like popping them in the bin. And then we'll do them at the same sort of height. So again, just going to sort of roughly mark off where I need to go. I've got so many. I actually, I ended up relying on one of my little books for my mum's Mother's Day card as well. I used the Heavenly Winter one because it's got some orchids in.
Oh yeah, any of your Forever Florals are perfect for birthdays, aren't they? Birthdays, occasions, anything for mums, great for those ones.
Oh, definitely, absolutely, definitely. Perfect. And then I think I'm just going to finish it off with my two sort of side panels there. So again, I'm going in with these really funky little pieces that you can use as backgrounds. Again, I'm just going to check my measurements. Sorry, I did write down some of my mats and layers, but not all of them. There was so many. So that's sort of like 1 1/4. So we'll just cut that down to, in fact, we'll just cut these sort of paint splash strips off because they are going to look so cool. And we'll just have those to sort of finish the card off there. I'm just going to snip into them a little bit more just so that we're not getting as much of that detail. Cool. And again, just going to sort of freehand mark where they need to go.
Save some time and trim them all at once.
I know, I wish I had done a bit more trimming like ahead of time, so I'm sorry guys, thanks for bearing with me. Okay.
It is very funky card, this.
It's looking really funky, isn't it? It's definitely very my style. I'm definitely a sort of scrapbooking fan. Love all those layers and collages. And yeah, I've kind of gone a bit crazy. I didn't prep this, well, I didn't do it start to finish. I'd practiced the fold a few times, but I just thought, you know what, I'll just let the magic happen in here. And I think it looks really fun.
Very cool.
So that is my amazing fun fold sort of shutter card with all those amazing sporting silhouettes.
Doesn't that look great? And the way that you've cut into it and the way that you've like focused on different areas of the artwork as well is really, really clever. I love that one.
Thank you.
Let's have a look at some more little books then, and we'll give you a sneak peek at what other ones you could be adding to your baskets. This one is a favourite, especially for if you're wanting to do lots of sort of layering of cards, start cutting all of these elements out, maybe doing some scrapbooking. This is our Clockwork Emporium. Real fun steampunk theme throughout this one. I loved cutting into this and using it as elements on my cards because you know, you could add it to the corner of a topper, you could layer all of these different elements up, cut all these cogs out, all of these amazing sort of figures that you have in here. This one's also really special because these pages, you have smaller elements on here, and you get 6 of each of all of these designs as well that I'm showing you through. So you do get quite a bit on here. We've got the amazing sort of mechanical cat there. And then you've got that really cool sort of like old-fashioned travel. Then we've got sentiments for all different occasions in here. Some more of those elements that you can cut out. We've got sort of more themes and sentiments there as well. And then this is a beautiful image to decoupage up. You can get really into all of those cogs there and make lots of fun things. And then we have my ultimate favourite, Muddy Paws. I had the best day yesterday. We went to visit my mum and dad's new puppy, Woody. We went to the beach because we couldn't have them in the house together because unfortunately my dad has COVID at the moment, so he's very poorly. So we socially distanced walked at the beach with our doggies, and they loved it. They were running around each other. Woody is so tiny that if he stopped when they were running for the ball, Oscar could just like run over him. And like, he's a Cocker Spaniel, but he's really tiny.
Oh.
He's so cute.
And I think with him being, he's a puppy as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
So him and Oscar will have so much energy between them.
It was crazy. They were still, I was surprised how much energy he had when we got back home, because he was still doing zoomies around the garden after running for miles on the beach. There you go, you've got that beautiful Labrador. We've got collies in here and terriers. So many different dogs. We've got Chihuahuas. You've got the Jack Russell there. We've got the Pug, a beautiful Golden Retriever. You've got the Irish Wolfhound. What else have we got in here? The Rottweiler. We've got I feel like that's a long-haired Chihuahua.
I think it's a Pomeranian.
No, I think the Pomeranian is different.
Oh,
I
is
think
it?
we've gone past that one. Let's see. We've got the Poodle.
Oh, he's very cute and fluffy though.
He is crazily fluffy, but I'm sure we've either gone past it or it's coming up. The Pomeranian is even more crazy. Oh, here we go. We've got, this is what Woody looks like, but he's black.
Adorable.
With loads of little spots. He's so cute. We've got a Dalmatian. We saw Dalmatians on the beach yesterday. We've got another Chihuahua, Scottish Terrier. We've got the King Charles Cavalier. This is Woody. Oh, I should have made my mum's card with this.
Oh, you could make it for a birthday.
I can. Her birthday's coming up, actually. This one is a Pomeranian, I think. I'm not sure, though. I'm going to get loads of comments here like, Natalie, you do not know your dogs. And then you've got all the accessories so you can dress them up. You can really bring these to life, give them lots and lots of character. We've got the skateboard, the ball, tennis ball, we've got the bone. So many fun things that you can dress your puppies up in. So that is our Muddy Paws little book. And then we've got some square ones to show you. So we've got Mum Mantras. This one's really fun. It's got loads of those sort of like quotes for mums in here. Mother, powered by love, fueled by coffee, sustained by wine. That one's true, I'm sure. Let's have a look at some other ones.
Nat, you're just a little bit out there.
Oh, we need to go the other way, Emily. I'm going to have to move my whole body over. Some days amaze myself. Other days I put my keys in the fridge.
That's us today.
That is me right now. A worried mother does better research than the FBI. So true. There's loads of really fun things in here. My kids call it yelling when I raise my voice. I call it motivational speaking for the selected listeners.
Oh, yeah.
Hilarious little quotes in here. Absolutely fantastic for birthdays and obviously Mother's Day. Behind every great kid is an even better mum.
Oh.
Love that one. So that is a great one to have in your stash for all of those occasions. Then finally we have our square little book of perfect days. And this one we saw at the beginning of the year. It was new. It features so many beautiful, again, really got a great British feel about it. You've got those lovely outdoor images. You've got Easter images in here. Perfect for spring, this one as well.
I know.
We've got the afternoon tea. We've got the church in there. Absolutely beautiful. And Becca's going to be demoing with this one next. And then what else have we got to show you? We have some frame dies. Now these are on offer as well. Can we see them? I think we can. So if you want to get any of our dies that work specifically with our Moonstone, specifically with our little books, then there's some here for you to choose from. The first one is our fabulous fantastic frame, and you can see there you've got a large frame border and an outside border, and you also have a happy birthday sentiment in that one. Next up we have these beautiful flowers. This is our rose corner frame, so you get the large frame there, you get an inner frame, and then you get the sentiments and other bits and pieces. And we also have ones for our square people who love our square books. So you have the floral tile frame, which is this one, which is amazing. It's like Moroccan tiles. You could cut this out of some really fantastic like blues and oranges and layer it up. Then sending love is a sentiment for that one. And then finally we've got our vintage filigree frame. So this one has those beautiful swirl details on it. These Moonstone dies are now any two for £19.99, and that's going to save you £5 across the board. So these little books, these dies are designed perfectly to work with your little book. So head over to the website and have a look at these if that's something that you are interested in. Okay, I'll repeat that winner quickly for those who may have just joined us. This week's question is the following. How many hearts does an octopus have? A, 5, B, 3, or C, 2? And 3 lucky winners are going to win these beautiful Secret Garden stamp collection. It's so mystical and magical. Has that real fairy tale theme to it. I absolutely love it. So 3 people are going to win this on Friday's show, but that is the question you have to answer. So like, share and comment to be in with the chance of winning. How many hearts does an octopus have? Becca,
Yes.
are you ready?
I am so ready.
What are we doing next?
We are going in with the Square Little Book of Perfect Days. We love it. And we're going in with the Moonstone Vintage Filigree Frame.
Okay.
Because I just think this artwork in here is so lovely. It's like an oil painting.
It's really, really nice, isn't it?
So
I absolutely love it.
Yeah, so to just put a frame on it, like I say, it really adds to that sort of painted, artistic kind of feel. So I was like, yes, that's the one. Okay, so let's get a die cut in. We've got quite a little bit to do on this one, but we should get it done in no time. We're going in with the gold mirror as well because it cuts out perfectly and it just gives it that really luxe feel, which I love. And I've just thought I haven't brought in any more pattern cardstock, but I have noticed that we've got some club gift card stock and papers down there.
We do. This would work perfectly with it, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because I think there's some really cute floral patterns and some like wood grains and vintage textures.
And this is why, you know, having bits and pieces in your stash is really good because you can just grab lots of different pieces and work with it. Maybe you've got colours or themes in your little book, like you've got a green check that's ever so slightly there, then you could mix and match that with either your adorable scoreable or patterns in your duo design paper pads.
Yeah.
And that's why they're so universal, because you have that ability to do all of this mixing and matching with things.
Absolutely, and that's why when I did the Sporting Silhouettes one, I went straight for the painted clouds, and you just know that, and it's a really fun way to use up your stash. You know, if you've got a stash hanging around, it's, you know, with little books, you don't have to use like matching cardstocks or kits. So I'm just running this through the machine.
On YouTube.
Just going in our big one.
Said, when does the box magazine come out? Issue 16 is currently already out. 17 is due, I think, I want to say around about May time, but I'm not too sure. And then we have another question. Is a Rottweiler in the Muddy Paws kit? Yes,
yes,
it is.
There is one.
I think when we worked it out, there was over 48 different dog breeds across that whole collection. There's 8 toppers, and every single topper has a different dog breed in. It's quite incredible. So have a look at that. But there is also a Rottweiler featured in the Muddy Paws little book too.
Yeah, there is, absolutely. You get so many different dog breeds in there, don't you? It's amazing. Okay, so just go in with my 3-in-1 die tool, just because some of those little bits have got left behind. So I'm just gonna sort of poke some of those out. And it's got these gorgeous sort of like swirls and dots, and then it's got the embossed dots around the side. I just think this is just an absolute essential to have in your stash, just to really be framing those little books. And it's not really tied to a particular kit. You can use it with any of them.
They're going to work really, really nicely, especially with these ones in particular, and the idea that you're doing with this one, but then also your Forever Florals collections with all those beautiful flowers.
Definitely.
It's going to look beautiful with that one. And we have a little book coming up next that I'm going to show you as well, which features some stunning floral imagery that would really, really suit this frame.
Yeah, that's it. They're just perfect, aren't they? And even if you just want to, you know, you could even, if you were doing like a scrapbook or a memory book, these would look perfect with like pictures of your family behind.
Yeah.
You know, they're just an amazing thing to have in your stash. I definitely go to them so many times. Okay, so let's decide what sort of cardstock we're going to use.
And have you chosen your image from the from your main sort of
Yes,
little
I
book?
have gone with this one.
Okay.
So we've got the sweet little hedgehogs by the pond.
Very cute.
I thought there's pink in it, there's a little birds, there's a little bit of green. So I thought, well, it should work with...
I think so, especially the textures on the back. That one's a good one.
I was just thinking that
That
pink lace, it just picked...
really good one.
Let's go with that. It's one of my favourites anyway from the club gift. And This is in the bundle for $11.99.
I know. So many people have bought that bundle. The customer service team were packing bundles last week, and they got so many free gifts out to people. It was crazy. I think in one day, over 2,000 parcels went out.
I know.
It was incredible. So if you've got your club gift, well done, congratulations. If you haven't, don't worry, I am sure it will be on its way soon.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's just so much fun, isn't it? Right, okay, so what are we going in with? So we'll go in by 7 by 7 actually. We'll just make our card a little dinky bit smaller. So I'm going to trim down my mirri mat. Okay. And then we can get this all layered up. So I'm going to use tape for this one, just so that I know that that'll just grab really, really nicely. I don't really like to use glue on mirri. So I'm just going in with some like sort of finger lip. Oh my goodness, I kind of want to cry that I'm covering these cupcakes up, but that hot pink lace just goes,
I know, it goes so perfectly.
And this is what I love about Hunky Dory, is that all our kits, I mean, you can't just mix and match maybe anything, but you know,
things you can.
Yeah, that's it. So many of them, like, you know, you can sort of cross-section so many of them and pick them out to use with other kits. And that's what I used to do at home, like before I worked here. I'd just mix and match all my stash together and just have a really, really fun time sort of marrying up, you know, matching colours and patterns and just things that work really well together. And I think that's how, you know, a lot of our people at home craft. So it's really nice. So let's put this right in the centre as the absolute star of the show. And I think we're going to go in with a little bit, I hope we've got some, yes we do, some high-tack tape. Just because I find this sort of, I might actually have a skinny one.
I think when you've die cut into mirri as well, and such a detailed pattern like this one, it's good just to have that extra bit of strength from your
high-tack tape.
From the high-tack tape.
Oh, definitely, absolutely.
To make sure it's stuck down and you know, it's not going to budge at all.
No, absolutely not. I'm just going to get these last couple of swirls that have just stuck in there, because they will sort of bother me a little bit that there's only 2. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we're just going to go in. So we're just going to sort of run across it. And this will sort of really help to sort of flatten it out as well, because it kind of wants to be a little bit curly from where it's just been in the die cutting machine. So we'll just go around there and just start snipping. And then I'm just going to keep this one really, really sweet and simple and just really show off the frame, show off that imagery. It's beautiful. Okay. Perfect. So just go around one more side. Oops. Okay. There we go. It does pick up like any bits of static. There we go.
Super sticky.
But it does the job. Just going to press that down on really, really gently. I don't want to sort of, I'm just going to gently really go right in with my tool, because I just don't want to take my tape off with the backing at the same time. There we go. Because it's so strong, it almost wants to come up at the same time. So just making sure that that's really stuck down. And there's not a lot of room around these beautiful like little dotty bits.
No, it's a little bit snug, isn't it?
A little bit. But it's definitely worth just persevering and just going in on those sort of like details around here where you've got a little tiny bit more room. Okay.
What a good Mother's Day you had, Viv. She said she was very spoiled yesterday. Her daughter and son-in-law bought her Hunky Dory vouchers. What an amazing gift a voucher would be. This is what everyone needs to do now. You're going to have to...
Crafty presents.
You're going to have to make sure everyone knows that you can buy vouchers from Hunky Dory, because you're going to need them. Birthdays, Christmas, anything. Hunky Dory vouchers,
definitely.
please.
And then you know that you're going to, and part of the fun with getting a voucher is choosing your own things, isn't it?
It's
you know,
true.
You can choose what you really want and what you're going to love. And me and Anne-Marie were talking about this, about crafty presents for Mother's Day, is that when you craft with it, not only do you get the joy of like choosing all your goodies and crafting with them, is you then make something that you pass on to others to make them smile.
It's true.
Which I just absolutely love. So I'm just going to pop this on with some foam pads. And then, like I say, we're just going to let that cardstock kind of do the talking.
People crafting while they're watching on YouTube. Sarah has asked, with the dome cards, what do you use to cover up the back of the dome? I'm not sure how you guys do it, but I think the easiest way is to use your red liner tape on the top of your dome, like on the tab edge that you have, stick that in place onto the card blank, and then add an extra piece of, say, a durable scorable or Ink Me onto your back of the dome, and then it hides it. It's super secret, and I think that is the way that we tend to do it here in the office. It just makes it look really nice and professional on the inside.
Yeah, absolutely. I love those domes. They're so fun, aren't they? Really like 3D. Okay, so I'm just going in with these corners, and I'm just going to pop just 2 on the left. I did cut out 4, but because we've made that card slightly smaller, I'm just going to pop 2 on the left hand side, just to show off all the little extra embellishments you get with this die. You know, you get your sentiment, you get a little label, you know, it's just absolutely perfect. You get loads and loads with it. You get the sort of inner frame, you get 2 labels actually, it's amazing.
Yeah, so you could pop, you know, if you wanted to personalise this card to like a relative, you could use that second blank frame and then use our relative dies.
Oh yeah.
Add the whoever you're sending it to on there.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. I've just noticed that I have got a little bit of room, so I am going to put those last 2 corners in, just so it doesn't look kind of odd, and it looks all nice and symmetrical. And I'm just gonna, if it overlaps, it overlaps. It's not a problem. You can still see that hint, and I think this is a really good one to get with the, even if you're not, you know, stocking up on your little books. I think this die is great for this kit as well, you know, to just really echo those sort of lacy feel. It's amazing. Just goes so well with that. Okay, let's put that in the center.
It's looking really good.
I'm loving it already. Perfect. Just pop that down, but we've got that height from the foam pads, just really giving it some extra little dimension. And then I think, where have I buried him? I don't know what I've done with my little book.
The other page, is it underneath your paper?
I need the book itself. I've buried it
there you
under
go.
here. I've got it, because there's some really nice sentiments with this one. So I kind of, again, wanted to show you how much we really jam pack into these little books. You get your sentiments. So I'm going to go with this one for my lovely friend. It's got that pink and purple floral detail on there, and it's really nice. I love how we've got like multiple borders, so you can chop it up a little bit smaller if you want to, but I'm just going to go all the way around the outside.
It's really cool. There's loads of different shapes as well that sort of mirror what you get in your main collection, which I think is nice. It's not just circles and squares, you know, we've gone for those fancy label shapes, those inverted corner rectangles as well in your sentiments here, so just adds that little bit more luxury to the sentiment as well, having it in lots of different fun shapes and sizes.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely. And it means that really, because we now do them with sort of loads of sentiments and embellishments and extra pieces, the only really thing that you're going to need to make your cards with is the cardstock for your background.
It's true.
So I'm just going to give that another really good press. It doesn't want to stick down, that one. And then I'm just going to pop it. Yeah, I'm going to pop it on that corner so that I'm not covering up that cute little grasshopper in the pond, or it might be a dragonfly. I'm not very good with pond animals. Just a little fun fact, I've actually fallen in 3 ponds in my life.
3?
So ponds scare me.
At what age were you falling in ponds?
One, to be fair, the first one I was only 2, but it traumatised them so much that they filled it in. They'd had it for 20 years and they had to fill it in. It was really embarrassing. And then the other one I was 8, I was at a guide camp. And yeah, I can't even remember the other one. I think I was so traumatised by the time it had got to the third time.
That's so funny.
So when my dad built a pond like during lockdown, I was like, I'm never coming again. I can't even believe you would do this to me, Dad. Brilliant. Okay.
Dan once fell in a small, like, not a river, maybe like a small like thing in a park.
Okay.
I think he was probably around the same age, about 2, 3. And his mum was holding on to his anorak. She turned around and she was just holding on to the anorak.
Oh no.
And Dan was just like led up. It's my favourite.
It's
story that
genuinely
she likes to tell.
my worst nightmare. If I go around to anyone's house with a pond, they just scare me so much now. Amazing. Right, I can't actually find my card blank. I've buried it under.
Oh, it's fine. We can add it back onto a card
We can
blank
add it
at
back
any time,
on.
can't we?
Amazing. So I will pop that on a card blank. But look at that die, isn't it beautiful?
It's so pretty. So much detail in there as well, which really just allows all of that loveliness to shine through. It's stunning. Okay, let's have a look at some more little books, and then I'm going to show you, we've got an incredible deal on our adorable scoreable that you can use alongside this. So first up, our most recent little book, Fairy Blossoms. In here you have the most adorable fairy images. We've got beautiful backgrounds in here. We've got some with little houses. Absolutely going to be the best little book if you have any little misses in the house, because this one is incredible. Imagine making storybooks for them using this. You can layer up some of these, you can decoupage some of these. Really, really beautiful artwork throughout this collection. It is a square little book, so you're going to get 150 pages in here. You're going to get 6 designs, but I think it's 25 times 6, I want to say. Really, really beautiful artwork in here. Love the fairies in this collection. And again, you've got all of your sentiments, so you don't need to use mirror if you don't want to. You can just pop them all together and they're going to look stunning. Then this is the one I was talking about putting in frames, our Rose Quartz Dreams. Now this is on a shimmer satin finish paper.
Ooh.
It's absolutely gorgeous. So you get that little shine to it. This one has the most stunning artwork in. It features swans, butterflies. You've got beautiful floral images in here, some lovely sentiments as well. You've got that frame there. You could layer that up and create a beautiful image there. Really, really lovely. Quite regal artwork in those really deep pink colour tones. Really beautiful collection. Again, another one to be framing up and popping in your house. Absolutely lovely. One of my favourite little books ever is a little book of thank yous. There are so many amazing puns in here, and I love a good pun on a card. You are terrific, we've got here. Cheers, pal. What else have we got? You're a top dog.
Oh, that one's cute.
Love that one. Mustache gracias. We've got thank you for helping me grow. That one's a perfect one for like teachers. Thank you for being amazing. We've got muchas gracias. So no matter how you want to use that pun, we've got it there. You are dynamite. Just a token of my appreciation. I needed to read the whole thing there to actually get the pun. I don't know what I would do without you. Thanks so much. Really, really lovely little book, this one. I love this as well. It says, thanks for being my rainbow in the storm. Absolutely beautiful. Thanks a bunch. So many really fun thank yous in that one. And then the last one we'll show you is a little book of happy hippos. This one is super cute. Again, you've got background pages in here so you can lay them up. This one is perfect for new arrivals. Absolutely, whether you're giving it to a mum-to-be, whether you're it's a boy, whether it's a girl, whether there's twins coming, this one is absolutely fantastic for new arrivals, and it is just the cutest artwork. You've got background pages in here, you've got sentiments in here. You could even use this one for anniversaries, birthdays. It's adorable. So that is our little book of happy hippos. And then of course, to be able to dress up your little books, then our adorable scorable pattern packs work perfectly. There's a huge selection here. I'm not going to show you all of them, but let's just flick through some of them. This is the stunning Marvelous Metals collection. You can see there it features loads of really cool textures. Perfect for using with maybe hobbies for him. The little book that we've got for that, because it's going to work perfectly with all those sort of like industrial feels. Then we've got some of our Get Crafty. This is one of Kat's absolute favourites. So you have these beautiful craft textures, but with these really nice sort of like stark white patterns on. Really super fun. That would work great with the hippos. We've got our Around the World selection. So this one you have all of those maps.
Oh, I love this one.
That's a really, really fun one to use by itself as well. It's great. How about, and this one would work really nicely with any floral imagery, quite possibly the rose quartz we've just gone through actually. This one is our navy blossoms. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. And then last but not least, I'm going to show you our adorable scorable ocean waves. But if you go on to hunkydorycrafts.co.uk and just pop in adorable scorable pattern packs, all of our pattern packs that we have available, and there are plenty to choose from, will all come up on there, and you'll be able to pick, mix and match what you want. If you're wanting paper, things like that, then have a look at our Duo design paper pads, because they'll work perfectly with these as well, but they won't be as tough or as strong. So if you're someone who has to send by weight, then that's going to be best for you, because your cards will be a lot less heavier. Okay, last demo of the day before we leave you. Becca, what are we doing?
We are going in with our fairy blossoms.
Okay.
Absolutely finishing the card on one of our sweet and one of our most recent ones as well. So let's grab everything we need. We've got our Miri, we've got a couple of card blanks here, and we've got some of those beautiful gemstone roses. So let's kind of get busy. And so I've picked out, again, I've been a little bit extravagant. I've picked out 3 of my favourite pages, and don't they just work so well together? You've got that lilac.
Oh, look at them.
Really,
it's like a little, like again, like that first one that we did. It's like a little story.
It's like a little story. Emily said that as well when I showed her what I had in mind. So I've got 2 5x5 card blanks, and then I'm going to sort of merge them together so they're a sort of tri-fold sort of blank.
Okay.
So you can make it out of A3, but I find it easier to just do 2 card blanks.
I think sometimes it's easier than that, and sometimes people don't have A3 in their stash. So you know, it's so you can be really sort of thrifty with your card blanks. Use them in different ways to create front steppers by just adding another panel.
Oh yeah.
And making trifold cards like this. So no matter what you have in your stash, you can always use it to, in a completely different way, to make some really fun different folds.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you don't always have to use it as what it was designed for. Like, and I think in the first one, the dimension off that sporting one, you know, you can get that much dimension and sort of height and step and fun from just a flat piece of cardstock. It's amazing. Okay, so let's fold that in and give it a nice good press so it sticks, and then we'll just sort of burnish those score lines. So there we have it. Our middle is obviously slightly heavier because it's got the other piece of cardstock underneath it, but it just gives it that really nice strong shape. Okay, so I've also gone in with our, again, I think this is quite recent, our Miri Mega Mix.
Yeah, those crazy colours.
Oh, aren't they beautiful? So I've picked out, again, because of the image, I've picked the purple, so I've used 2 sort of the same and then 1 in the middle, just so that she's really, well, they're all the star of the show, aren't they, really? But she's just a little bit different there. We've got her at the back, so I've kind of made her a bit different. So let's just sort of mat and layer these up and get them on the Miri, and then we can place them on this card blank. So they're the perfect size, the 5x5. Again, though, if you wanted to use gold, you could just go straight in with our normal Miri mats, and that would work perfectly. So let's get these on with just a little bit of tape. And then I've done a bit of fussy cutting on these fairies, but I've done most of it ahead of time, so we just need to pop the foam pads on. I don't know where this hour's gone today, Nat. It's flown by.
Super quick,
It's been
hasn't it?
so fun. Just really chopping into those little books and like just, I love them. I absolutely love them.
We've got some more fun shows coming up this week. Remember, you can catch us here on Hunky Dory TV every single day from 10 a.m. And normally they're around about an hour to an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, we don't put a time frame on these things. Crafting can take a long time. You know that, we know that. So join us every single day for lots and lots of fun. We have some incredible launches coming up on Hobby Maker as well. I'm going to be down there tomorrow with some incredible stamps. If you're into stamping, or if you're a little bit frightened by stamping, then I've got a collection for you which is going to please the most incredible stampers and the newest of stampers.
Oh,
it's
definitely.
So fun. So make sure you tune in our destination hours of 1, 3 and 5. I'm going to be there. And then on Thursday we've got an incredible new essentials launch. Pauline's going to be there, so don't miss that. What's coming up on Sunday as well? Let's think about that. I think we've got some cool new. It is some cool new foiled adorable scoreable.
Oh.
So that's going to be fun. It's a very busy week for us on Hobby Maker, but it's going to be loads and loads of fun. It's going to be loads of fun here too. And remember, all day today, our lovely Anne-Marie is down at Crafters TV. I should say up really, because it's north, not south. She's up at Crafters TV, so if you want to channel hop, you can go watch some incredible demonstrations from the team there and from Anne-Marie herself.
Yeah, it's going to be such a fun show. And it's nice that you can just, you know, once we're done here, you can flick straight over, just like watch crafty goodness all day. Okay, so I've just fussy cut her, and I'm just going to build these layers up. Now you can do as many or as few as you want. I'm just really focusing on these sort of lilac floral details on her headdress and on her skirt. So I've just popped my little foam pads up, just chopped some of them up. And then I'm just going to sort of build those layers. Oh, it's looking really cute already. These are just so fun to decoupage, to be honest.
They are, aren't they?
Oh yeah, they're just beautiful.
It really brings them to life.
I know, it really, really does. Yeah, just really makes them so much more dimensional and like mystical.
But what a great thing to have in your stash for when the kids are off in summer.
Oh, definitely.
When the kids are off for Easter, because that's coming up. You could get these books, they can cut into them, create their own stories, get some adorable scoreable. You can show them how to use the scoreboard. They can make a cover for their book.
Oh,
get
definitely.
all the pages in. It would be a really cool craft that doesn't have to be done in one day, but it could be done maybe an hour of the day, and then you know where they are, what they're doing, and that they're doing something super fun and crafty.
Oh, definitely. And it's funny that you say that, Nat, because I was thinking, like, before we came on the show, and I was just sort of fussy cutting these fairies, and I was just thinking how much I would have loved this when I was like a little girl. I would have adored it. I got like my first scrapbook at 8, and I used all my sort of, I don't know, I had to use like all my magazines and like my posters, but I would have loved something like this. Absolutely adored it.
So now is your time to get hold of all of this crafting goodness for next week, the week after, whenever your school holidays are, and get the kids crafting.
Oh, definitely. Absolutely. So again, we're just popping this one on her little toadstool. She's so cute. And then we've got her just by herself on there as well. So I'm going to just place some more foam pads. I'm just going to go in with a few little squares. Just to really give her a little bit of height. Again, you could put some, if you've got some sort of like sparkly, you know, those like glitter pens, you could add like a little bit of glitter onto those wings.
That looks so cute.
Amazing. Okay, and then just going to very quickly do this butterfly. Don't think it'll take me too long because I've sort of cut it out ready, and she's just left over from some of those other layers, so super easy, and it just means that it's not going to waste. Again, you could do that beautiful big sunflower as well. And this is the kind of thing that You know, it's just going to be a real keepsake as well, isn't it? And Emily said if you wanted to do the storybook, you could, you know, decorate like the front or have it, depending on what way you have the fold, maybe put some ribbon around here.
It would look super cute, wouldn't it?
It really would, absolutely. You know, there's so many different things that you can do with it. So we'll just put one on there. And just have that little butterfly. We'll lift her wings up and then just place her on there. Okay. So now that they're all finished, we'll get those straight onto the card. And then I'm gonna start with her because I know that I want to put her in the middle. So doing that means I just won't forget.
I think on a tripanel card as well, doing the centre first is a good idea because then you know how much space you've got on either side.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's a good place to start, isn't it? I don't think you really think about that, do you? I think you just think, oh yeah, I'll go left to right, but actually getting your centre in is really, really helpful. And as well, I know that I now want to place that one on the right because it's just continuing that sunflower detail. So we'll get that one on the right. Oh, this is looking so cute.
So many really fun ideas for how to use your little books today, Becca.
Thank you.
And if you're looking for even more inspiration for your little books, then there's going to be a back to basics video up in a couple of days, Emily.
Oh,
it's going up today. How exciting. So watch out for that one because our lovely Kat has done some more inspiration for what you can do with your little books when you get them home.
Yeah, absolutely. And she's really took it back to basics. So if you've never had them before, such a great way to start your sort of little book journey.
This is looking so cute.
Oh, I know. I'm loving it already.
I mean, you could even make like a tiny little house, like a doll's house with these on.
Yes, you really, really could. Okay, and then I'm just going to put 3 of those beautiful pearl roses in that corner. And then I'm tempted to just cover it in those, but let's leave it be.
So fun.
Oh, I love this card.
But like you say, glitter, sequins, anything's going to work with this, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
But look at that, with all of that dimension as well. And it's only just like one or two little bits, but it really makes them stand out.
Yeah, I've genuinely only done 2, maximum 3 layers on this one.
It's really good. It's really cool. I hope you have enjoyed all of today's demos as much as I have sat here watching them. They were really, really fun. So like I said, Anne-Marie's on Crafters TV all day if you want to head over and watch some inspiration from herself. I am down at Hobbymaker tomorrow, 1, 3 and 5 for an amazing stamp collection. So make sure you tune in for that. Tomorrow, Anne-Marie and Rebecca will be back for a Technique Tuesday show. And it's going to be fun because it's all about our trimmer. So make sure you're here to watch that to get some inside secret knowledge on the best way to use that trimmer. Thank you very much for joining us today, and we will see you all again during the week.